In this video, we'll take a look at dilemmas that can arise at work and how you can resolve and manage these conflicts when they do. An example of a potential dilemma that could arise between the duty of care and an individual's rights could be observing a colleague refusing to provide a duty of care to a patient who's of a different religious faith. Part of a duty of care is to ensure your customer receives quality care, whilst respecting their individual rights and choices. Also, some dilemmas may arise between your duty of care and your own ethics and morals. When issues do arise, you must do these things within your role in managing conflicts and dilemmas. Inform your line manager immediately of any conflicts or dilemmas. Write down in the daily log or report any conflicts or dilemmas. Make sure you write all the relevant facts and dates in all logs and reports. You should never do or say nothing. And never try to resolve the situation yourself, as it could make things worse. You might get additional advice and support about how to resolve dilemmas from your line manager, your organization's policies and procedures, a colleague, the internet, a local library, or a local voluntary organization. Here you'll see how staff manage dilemmas and conflicts at Deacon Star.
The dilemma arises in health and social care every day because we're dealing with clients who their moods change every day. Sometimes you and I might not want to get out of bed on a Saturday morning. We have a right to do that. We have a right to lie in. Our clients have a right to do that every single day. They have a right to choose what happens in their life. And if that choice doesn't fit in with the actions that we as caregivers have to do, then that's a dilemma.
Every individual has different medication to take throughout the day, so I would make sure that they get the prescribed medication daily. If it came to a dilemma where you've got a service user that refuses medication, then they have the right of choice. You can't force someone to do something that they don't want to do.
So you've got a duty of care in the way that that's been prescribed by a doctor within the best health interests of the client. However, with the client's interests at heart, if they really don't want to take that medication that day, we're there to support people and provide them with the best information possible to make a good and informed decision.
The only thing that I can do is encourage them to take it. If they still refuse, then I would let management know, document it, that they refuse to take it.
And that's when there could be a conflict there where you maybe are left feeling, I haven't done my job right, but in fact you have. You've just acted within the Mental Capacity Act and within the eyes of the law.
At the end of the day, I'm not there to make anyone do anything they don't want to do. I'm there to support them.
I fully support every client's right to choose, but as long as it's documented right. You haven't failed in your duty of care if it doesn't happen. What you've done is you've given your client the best possible quality of care and advice and support to make them feel better about themselves, but at the end of the day, it's up to the client. If they've got a mental capacity to make a rational choice, then you've got to listen to them. In health and social care, conflicts and dilemmas come up between staff members and clients, staff and management, all the time, even family members of your clients and management.
If I was to see anybody being verbally abusive, aggressive, I would document it and I'd report it straight away.
Certainly if I did see anybody acting in a racist manner towards any of our clients or even any of my colleagues, I would be definitely writing it down with a date and a time of when it's happened, who'd said it. I will be passing this information on to my line manager.
And then you would have procedures within every organisation to follow for complaints and comments. For additional support on how to resolve dilemmas, you could use things like mediation. Try and go to a quiet place if you're having a problem with an individual and just say, can we sort this out?
I would speak to my line manager. I would speak to my supervisor.
If it's a problem within the organisation, sometimes people get a little bit jittery about going to their line manager.
If I needed to pull a safeguarding in any way, I would certainly then be contacting the local authority.
Every local authority now has safeguarding teams within their social services departments. If you still don't get any satisfaction, you can go to things like ACAS, you could go to things like the Care Quality Commission.
To make sure that things were dealt with appropriately and people were responsible and accountable for their actions.